Hey guys, Darren Asbury here with Revital Outdoors, bringing you another exciting podcast. Tonight, we're going to go to the great state of Kentucky. We're going to interview Mr. Chad Sellars. Chad got third place last year in the LBL division BFL tournament on Kentucky Lake. So we're very excited to talk to him about his tournament last year, what he predicts for the tournament this year. That tournament is coming up on April 23rd. So it'd be great to talk to another top five finisher last year, what he predicts for this year. So a lot of great content coming your way. Before we get started, Revital Outdoors is very excited to announce we are doing a $2,500 giveaway. This giveaway is going to be really great for all the tournament anglers out there, the angling enthusiasts. So be sure you enter that giveaway. Real quick, I'm going to pop up the QR code for 5 seconds. Take your cell phone, scan this code to enter into our giveaway. All right, that being said, thank you for entering to our giveaway. Again, this is for $2,500. We'll be choosing a winner at the end of the year. If you weren't able to scan that code, the link is in the description below. Be sure you enter that, or be sure to click on that link and enter into the giveaway. That way you get into the contest. And again, we'll be choosing that winner at the end of the year. Also, check us out on Facebook and Instagram. That's Revital Outdoors. If you've never heard of Revital Outdoors, we're a premium CBD company. We sell premium CBD products to all the outdoor enthusiasts out there. We're THC-free, made right here in America. So check us out on our website, revitaloutdoors.com. You can purchase all of our products there. That being said, very, very excited for this podcast this evening. Let's go ahead and bring him right into the studio, Mr. Chad Sellars from the great state of Kentucky. How you doing this evening, bud?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Well, man, let's get right into it. Third place finish last year on Kentucky Lake for the LBL division, BFL. Man, I looked up your profile on Major League Fishing. You've got a great reputation, great history on Kentucky Lake. So tell us a little bit about why you like Kentucky Lake and what just makes it click for you.
Well, I mean, as kids, this is kind of where we would go on vacations, would be Kentucky and Barkley Lakes. So those were the days when you fished from the banks and you got to experience those, the I don't know, man, the hard way to catch fish then, because you couldn't get out there and get on the water and search for them. But my wife's father was an avid fisherman, and he's the one that really got me going into the fishing in boats, and that was back when they still had flashers as your depth finders. And so, you know, that for me growing up fishing, it was fun. It didn't matter what you caught, catfish, bluegill, bass, and you know, right now it's just strictly bass for me.
I got you. Are you going after the Asian carp? I have to ask.
I'm not going after them. They just seem to find you depending on how shallow you get.
Yeah. Now, that being said, I've heard a lot of reports it's getting better.
It is getting better. You don't see near the quantity of the Asian carp as you did probably 3 or 4 years ago when they really started coming in. They've done a good job of trying to, you know, take care of getting those out of there and finding a market for it to be able to support the people that are going out there and taking them out of the water.
Absolutely. So a lot of great deal there. So, well, man, tell us a little bit about your tournament last year. Third place finish, Kentucky Lake. I think you were right at that 20-pound mark. So walk us through your day, kind of give us maybe an idea of some of the tactics that you were using and how many keepers you caught.
That particular day, man, it was one of those, it was an in-between because the water temperature for me, my magic number is 64 degrees. When right. Kentucky and Barkley Lakes at 64 degrees, you know, it clicks them fish to starting to become more aggressive, starting to get ready to that pre-spawn. And that particular day, we just I started on some, you know, pea gravel flats, caught a couple of keepers on Kentucky Lake. And then I told my co-angler, who actually won out of my boat that particular day.
Wait a minute. But hang on. I hate to interrupt, but you got third and your co-angler won.
Yeah. He won with 18 pounds. So
damn, bro, you were on him. Okay, I'm listening now. Keep going.
So anyway, we were, you know, I told him we fished that flat, and I told him, I said, you know, there's a spot that when we pull up, they're either going to be there or they're not. And he had already had 2 keepers in the boat, and I had caught a couple small ones, did not have a keeper in the boat yet. It was about a 10-minute run. As soon as we pulled up, within probably 30 minutes, we both had close to our limit for the day. And it's just it's one of those magic spots, man. It's 64 degrees on the main lake point, and when you pull up and you throw a little rattle trap out there, and you're hauling in 3-4 pounders all day long. I mean, you're literally culling 3.5-4 pounders. It's a magical day. But when I told my co-angler, he had just under 18 pounds, and I told him, I was like, he kept thinking he didn't have enough weight to win, and I kept telling him, I was like, you got it,
bud.
So, but I think I had 18 pounds that day, and 21 pounds won that
Right.
particular day. So it was a good day. Like I said, it's one of them magical days. You just, when it's there, it's there.
I mean, it's not every day that a boat comes into the weigh-in with 36 pounds of fish between two live wells, and it's not a team tournament. So
it's
that's really awesome. That's really awesome.
Yeah, it was a fun day.
Okay. Well, thinking about last year into this year, what do you predict is going to happen? Do you think the fish are going to be – I know the tournament's a little bit different in the year this year, but I'm hearing reports that, like, anglers are going to be fishing shallow. There's going to be a lot of fish thinking about spawning, some fish coming off the post-spawn. So what's your predictions for this year?
I don't think they'll be coming off the post-spawn. I mean, it's kind of weird. Our weather up here hasn't been a steady – temperature where the water temperatures can get up and stay up. I mean, it's still getting down in the 20s and 30s in the evenings, and during the days you may get up to 50 or 60, and that water temperature is it's still hovering right there. But what we'll need, if the next 2 weeks the temperatures can get up and stay up, I think they'll be back out on the main lake points or working their way backs. So
okay,
they're going to be on main lakes or we'll be flipping bushes. So that's kind of how I'm looking at it.
How important is it going to be for an angler to fish areas that have bait located in it?
At that, that's one of those tricky things, because that spot that's magical for me, when they're there, the bait are there. I mean, it's that's why I say little rattle trap throwing up there. As soon as it hits the water, they're smacking it. And
right.
But again, it depends on what the temperature does and what the water flows. I mean, we've had a lot of rain up here, and they've been dumping a lot of water, so that water's been fluctuating up and down. So if they can keep the water steady and the temperatures continue to rise, it could be a bush flipping deal, since it's later in the month. So it's going to be, if you find them, you find them. It's going to be one of those days.
Just based off history, looking at Kentucky Lake, what you just described to me, let's take a step back to 2018. The Bassmaster Elite Series was on Kentucky Lake in 2018 in the month of May. Wesley Strader won the event. He almost hit the Century Club, and he was flipping bushes all day. I mean, It almost looked like he wasn't flipping more than about 3 feet of water, and he won the event. There was a lot of fish caught up shallow. Some of the fish had pulled off. There was anglers targeting him out deep. But do you predict the same kind of scenario for this year?
I think it will be, because, I mean, if you think back to that day, I mean, Skeet Reese was catching them on a little crankbait, throwing up against rocks. I mean,
right.
it's going to be one. It could be one multiple ways. It could be chatterbaits, it could be crankbaits, or it could be flipping bushes. I mean, like I said, if they're dropping the bottom out of the water again just to keep it down, it won't be in the bushes. It'll be some flat or some point out there where they're stacking up, waiting to go back.
Well, that leads me to another really great question. How do you – so looking at Kentucky Lake, we always look at Kentucky Lake as being a notorious summertime, June, July, late May. So from Labor Day into the early summer, if you will, obviously a lot of fish caught out deep, on the ledges, throwing a big spoons, a crankbait, a swim bait as well. So with that being said, that really works well when a lot of current is being pulled. Do you think current's going to be a factor this year for this tournament with the fish being up shallow, or how does that work with Kentucky Lake?
I don't think I don't think the current will be that big of an issue this year, because if they get the water down to where they want it, they won't be pulling any current. Me personally, I'm going to be looking for that point that's got that bait fish on it, or if the water's up, I'm going to go back and find me some nice little dirty water where I can flip the bushes, and try to catch those ones that are getting ready to spawn, and because the lakes are getting better. They're still struggling, to go out and catch, 15, 20, 25 on a day. So the ones that you target or you think are fish are there, you better catch them, because you're only going to get a good 5-7 bites a day, and they can be 5 or 7 good bites. And if you miss 2 of them, 2 or 3, you're done as far as weight. So, I mean, it's, it's going to depend on what happens in the next couple of weeks, to be honest with you, with the weather.
Okay. I want to take one last question. I want to take a little bit of a different approach here. Not going to talk about it a whole bunch, but I heard a rumor in the last year that there's a lot of grass coming back in Barkley in the South End. Is that true?
I don't go to the South End on Barkley that often. The furthest I'll go on Barkley on the South End is Little River. I've seen a little bit more grass on Kentucky, the southern end of Kentucky Lake. So I'm not 100% sure on the Barkley deal. I hope they do bring the grass back. I mean, it's okay. It'll help with the fishing. It'll make it more fun.
Growing up in Oklahoma, fishing Missouri, Arkansas, I can just flat out say, and now I live in Florida, the more grass in a lake, the bigger the fish get, the better the population gets.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's I can tell the difference. I know last year, the super tournament was out of Paris, and I pre-fished the day before. And one of my biggest fish that I caught in the pre-fishing was a nice smallmouth on the outskirts of some grass over by some docks. I mean, it was, and that was on the chatterbait.
Nice. Chatterbaits and grass fishing never go hand in hand at all whatsoever.
Yeah, not at all.
Yeah. So, well, Chad, you gave us a lot of great information. I just definitely want to say good luck to you in this tournament this year. Congratulations on your top 5 finish from last year. Again, for all the listeners out there, you've been talking to Mr. Chad Sellars, 3rd place finisher from the Kentucky Lake LBL Division BFL tournament last year. Chad, before we let you go, you and I had the opportunity to really kind of get to know each other in the last couple of days. First and foremost, I want to say thank you as a great father. You're always getting your kids involved in the outdoors. That's extremely important. To all the parents out there that are listening to this, get your kids out in the outdoors, get them involved in hunting and fishing in some way, because they'll learn about themselves. They'll learn about the outdoors. They can step away from social media and all the BS that's happening in the world right now and truly find themselves. So that being stated, Chad, I just want to give you the opportunity to thank any friends, family, or any sponsors to support you. I just want to give you the opportunity to give them a shout out.
Well, I mean, as far as family, I couldn't do a lot of it without the family. I mean, my wife supports me in fishing. We were, back when Jason Lambert hit the Century Club on the FLW when they were out of Kentucky Dam Marina. I'm not going to say my age, but at this point in my life, I told her, I was like, I'm not going to go pro in football or basketball or baseball. I said, but fishing is a sport. As you get older, it doesn't discriminate against age. You go out there, look at Rick Clunn in his 70s out there winning tournaments. I mean, fishing.
He's almost 80, 77 years old, almost 80.
That's what I mean. But I mean, it's all about finding fish. If you can find fish, you've got a shot. So, as far as family, when I go fishing, when we're down at the lake, my wife's over there with me fishing. I mean, there's times we'd rather take the fishing boat out and go fish instead of the pontoon. So her support, you can't ask for better support than that. And then, like I said, my son fishes with me in some tournaments as a team tournament. My daughter will go, but she's more of my deer hunter than she is my fisherman. So, I mean,
There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
But it's a great support team. I mean, they stand behind me and let me enjoy something that I love. So couldn't do it without them.
For sure. So, well, Chad, I really appreciate you being on our podcast this evening. Very honored to talk to you. And, I want to give one final note. As someone that grew up with a single parent dad who was in the contracting world, and we didn't have a whole lot growing up in Oklahoma, it's very important to get your kids out there in the outdoors. As I just mentioned earlier, Chad's just really enlightened on it. Without the outdoors, I really don't know where I'd be today. My dad and I didn't have a whole lot growing up, but we did have the outdoors, and that's honestly what bonded us the most. And one thing that I can damn sure say is if you get your kids involved in the outdoors, they won't have any money to get themselves in trouble. That's for sure, because this is a very addicting sport, being in the hunting and fishing world. And you always just want that fuel to and that passion to continue to do it. So make sure you get your kids out in the outdoors and get them introduced to it. So from all of us at Revital Outdoors, get up there in Asbury. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also hit that link in the bio to enter into our $2,500 giveaway. We're very, very excited to announce a winner at the end of the year. A $2,500 giveaway package for all the angling enthusiasts out there. It's going to be a really great opportunity. Again, you've been talking to Mr. Chad Sellars, third place finisher from the LBL division BFL tournament last year on Kentucky Lake. And to all the BFL anglers out there, we just want to wish everyone the best of luck. So, as always, God bless. Be safe out there in the outdoors, and we'll talk to everyone very, very soon.